I'm pleased to say we're joined by the former World Cup champion John Henderson. Thanks for the time, John. How are you doing?
No bad. Just busy getting some practice in for the week ahead. So, but all good. I'm feeling good about myself. So, hopefully a good weekend. So, but no, all good.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, we're talking just 2 days before you make your return to World Championship darts, this time in the World Seniors. How are you feeling ahead of your first game, which is going to be on Thursday afternoon?
I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, playing in the seniors isn't where I want to be, but it is what it is, and I'm actually enjoying it. The competitiveness and the standard is quite higher than I thought it was going to be. So, but no, some of the tour events has been quite good, so I've enjoyed it. Meeting old friends and obviously getting the chance to participate in a venue that I've never been to, the Circus Tavern, which I'm so looking forward to going to there. But no, to be invited to the World Seniors is really looking forward to it. Really, I'm back on this stage where I do feel I should be like.
Well, we'll come back to the World Seniors a bit later, but let's rewind back to when we last had you on the show back in October 2021. It was just after you and Peter Wright had won the World Cup for Scotland. What were those first events like after such a special win?
It was good. Going to the floor events again, you feel as though now that I've won like a major. I hadn't even won a floor event at PDC. I've been to so many finals, but never actually got one. So to win the World Cup was absolutely amazing, and I felt as though going into the floor events, coming away from that, you have like a target on your back, and I felt as though my form didn't drop, but everybody just seemed to, as the game is going higher and higher than the averages. But I felt as though people are trying even harder against me after winning that World Cup, trying to take me back down to earth. No, it's been so good, what I've been getting for the hometown after winning that World Cup, and it was absolutely brilliant. But unfortunately, obviously, I always mention Johnny Clayton when he won the World Cup. That was the kind of benchmark for his going on and winning major after major. But it didn't quite happen with me. But still playing okay. But unfortunately, I lost the card, and that's where I'm here, where I am. So, but working hard to get back.
Well, as you say, it didn't quite go according to plan after the World Cup. You missed out on the World Championship at the end of that year. You lost your tour card 12 months later. You said there about players lifting their game against you. When you've looked back on those that last year or so, is that what you think went wrong during that time and how you couldn't kick on after the World Cup?
I think it was. I didn't build on that World Cup because I thought I played really well. And I thought, right, this is a start. When I got to the semi-final of the Grand Prix, it was the same back then. Right, this is a start. Now let's go, kick on in it. And I seen another dip after that. So I just seemed to went one major high, and then the form just kind of. Well, I didn't get the form dipped. The results weren't going my way. I always say I need a bit of luck, and it doesn't seem to come my way. But I can't put my finger on it why that happens. It just happens. It may be just me. But every time I get a high moment in my career, it seems to go in a bit of a dip. So I can't put my finger on it. But as I say, I still work hard to try and get back here. But I just feel as though I just need a wee bit of luck. I'm sure it'll come my way soon.
Definitely. Well, you did get the chance to try and defend that World Cup with Peter in 2022. Gary Anderson, he stepped aside so that you could partner up with Peter again. Was that a surprise when you found out, or did Gary give you a heads up that he wanted you to play for Scotland again as the champion?
No, not really. He didn't really give me a heads up. No, I must admit, because Gary started travelling again, and obviously with the COVID, he was a bit wary about travelling, which I get. But no, I didn't. I was expecting him to go and play in the World Cup because he had been going to. I'm not sure if it was the Premier League at the time, but he was over in Germany maybe playing the World Series or whatever it was. So I knew he was travelling. So when my manager gave me a phone and saying you've been selected to go and play in the World Cup again, and I'm thinking, oh. And I thought maybe the PDC looked at it and said, I did speak to Gary later. And Gary actually was picked, but stepped aside to let me and Peter actually go and retain it. So I took my hat off to Gary for that. Fair play to him for doing that. So, but no, I was very surprised as Gary was travelling. But no, fair play to Gary for letting me go.
Yeah, a nice touch from him. And 2022, it ends with that defeat in the qualifiers for the World Championship. At that point, you know you're going to finish outside the top 64. As someone, you won your tour card at the very first Q School in 2011, so you've had more than 10 years on the tour. How tough was that period trying to get over that disappointment?
It was, I must admit, I walked out of the Robin Park and I can't remember where the last Pro Tour was, and then obviously the qualifiers, I think the qualifiers were in Wigan. I knew that since COVID, I started playing well just too late. I just struggled through the COVID. It was just the playing. We were kind of playing for 5 days and then nothing for 3 months, and then playing another week or 5 days and then nothing for maybe 5-6 weeks, and that wasn't good for my game. I need to be playing up again a lot more often. So I do believe that was the reason for my dip in form and losing my card. But it is what it is. But walking out of the park and thinking, what's happened for here? And does it Q School? And I thought how hard it was the first time to qualify, and there's 10 times more people now. It's kind of talking 400 or 500 people now. I know just the 150 what I had to deal with. So all the different things were going through my head at the time, and as I say, take a couple of days just to get over it. But then it was back to Plattsburgh, get ready for Q School, and obviously that didn't work out either. But it is what it is. But no, I'm happy where I'm at the moment. So
yeah, as you say, Q School didn't go your way. 4 of your defeats, 6-5 in that final stage. You missed out on your tour card, but you were back playing very soon after that, the following weekend on the Challenge Tour, and that's for you the first time playing on that Challenge Tour, and it's a very similar setup to the Pro Tour with the boards and the Ockies, but very different in there being the 5 events in one weekend, often 2 events in a day. How did you find that change at first?
Oh, it's an endurance test, I believe. I'm no joking. It's hard. I used to watch the results coming in for the Challenge Tour, and starting at 9:30 in the morning, and then I remember playing in the German one last year, the one that I won. And through my first start, I think it was 9:45 a.m. and I had the winning double to win the second Challenge Tour at 9:45 at night. So it's long days, and it is an endurance test. So, but as I say, the standard was a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. If I'm being honest, obviously it's not the same as the Pro Tour, but it's no a great drop in the averages. But I enjoyed it. As I say, I keep saying it. I keep repeat saying it. That's not what I want to be, but it is what it is. But that was in doing the Q School and then going straight on the Challenge Tour, and then doing the Challenge Tour. And then I went straight on my week in Modus, and then I won that one, and I was straight on the Champions Week. So it was kind of 3 weeks of just playing darts every day. It was really hard, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I was going to say, I read an interview that you did last year. I think it was around that time, around March, April, and you said that you'd rediscovered your love for the game. So at what point had you lost the love for darts, and how did you get that love back?
I think, obviously, losing your card after having it for 10, 11 years, it's kind of hard to... I'm sure I'm the spring kicking now. I'm in 50 years old now, and when you lose your card, you just think, if I got the right to get it back, and I'd seen a couple of days when me and my wife Veronica, we went away on holiday. We would think about things, and when I came back from holiday, I just straight on that dartboard, and I've still got at least 10 good years of my to go. So put the practice in, went to Q School, and walked into the venue, and I'm thinking this is different. But after the first couple of darts, I knew this is where I should be. It was the day that I got the love for it again. It was kind of when I got my first Challenge Tour win, I could still win things, and it gives you a little lift. And obviously with the Modus Super Series as well, I am playing regular darts, and I'm back enjoying it with a smile on my face, which I hadn't had for a few years. So things are looking good. Glad
to hear it. And we've also seen you mentioned about the Modus Super Series. You played the World Seniors, the match play last year. You've been on a few of the Pro Tours. We've also seen you on the Euro Tour last year as one of those associate member qualifiers. Unfortunately, those qualifiers have been scrapped this year. There's been a lot of talk about the Euro Tour changes for this year, mainly about the top 16 now qualifying, but there's not been a lot of talk about those qualifiers going. Do you think that's a mistake, not giving the players who miss out on Q School that chance to get some extra stage time in the PDC?
Maybe. I'm not sure, Ken. I think the associate member qualifier was a good thing. It was given the non-tour card holders the opportunity to go and play the big boys on the big stage, which I thought was good. Yeah, yes, I think I played in 3 last year out of the 9, 10 or whatever it is. I didn't play in them all, those qualifiers. But no, I'm not going to say it's wrong that they've taken it away. I can. They've got to look after their tour card holders, which is, I get that, but to take away the associate members, it is a bit heartbreaking, obviously, because I'm in that now. But as I say, I'm not going to say it's wrong, I'm not going to say it's right, but it is a shame for these kind of boys or the Challenger to get that opportunity to play the big names on the big stage. So, no, it's a pity. It's a shame, like.
Well, one more before we get back to the World Seniors. We saw on the Challenge Tour last year you had a lot of success winning titles. You were in contention for that tour card right up until the final knock-ins. Owen Bates' run to the final, knocking you out of that top 2. I mean, how tough was it to follow those results with your fate literally out of your own hands then?
It was. I actually had a good weekend. I think I got beat in the final and won them, and I personally thought that was enough, if I'm being honest, before we even went into the Sunday. And I knew I did it. Something I didn't really look at as tables until the actual competition is done. But obviously, people are whispering and talking about, oh, Angel, you're just about there. You just need to do this and do that. And going into the Sunday, I won my first 2 games, feeling really comfortable. And unfortunately, I bumped into a very good James Hurrell. He absolutely battered me, and he had 107 average, and that was me out. And then that's when you start looking at tables. I'm out of the tournament, and obviously the top 2 get the tour card and the place at the Ali Palace. So I'm thinking, right, we've got a chance here. And it all come down to the last scenario, Owen Bates, and I took my hat off to him. He played well. He showed a lot of courage here, because it's 4-1 down in 2 games, and to come back and win 5-4, knowing what's at stake. So I took my hat off to him. But I must admit, that was another time walking out of Robin Park, absolutely gutted again, just unbelievable. But nearly like losing my card the last time, when I went in a bit of a downer. I kind of got up that morning, went home and straight on our practice board, right, got to get ready for Q School. And I'm now going into it wasn't a case of I need to get my card, it was just a case of go down to Q School, play well. If I get my card, great. If I don't, then it's another year on Challenge Tour. I know I can contend with them, and I know I was so close I can do it again. So that's the plan, that's the way I'm looking forward. And obviously I've got other options as well now with the seniors and with the Super Series, and even I still get some exhibition work, so it's all good, and I'm keeping busy.
Definitely. And you mentioned the seniors. One bonus is you are going to get to play in that World Seniors Championship this week, and for you a chance to complete the hat-trick, if you like, of playing in those 3 iconic World Championship venues. You've done Lakeside, you've done Ali Pali, now the Circus Tavern as well. Oh,
definitely. When I was asked to play in it, when I was asked to play at the match play, well, that didn't go to plan. I didn't play well, didn't turn up at all, and I kind of put my finger on, because I was playing well leading up to it. I thought that was at the Circus Tavern, and I found out it was in York, so I was a bit gutted. And so obviously we heard, I think it was Robert Thornton was telling me, the World Championships seniors is in the Circus Tavern, the match play. So I was a bit gutted, because I thought, well, I'm not going to be in it because I'm going to get my card back. But it didn't happen. But now that it didn't happen, so now I've got the opportunity to go and play. I've watched so many finals. I might in John Park and Phil Taylor springs to mind the game at Circus Tavern, and so I'm looking forward to going down there. And as you say, I can now say that I've played in the 3 venues, which is something I'm happy about doing. So, but no, I'm looking forward to it.
And you mentioned your friend Robert Thornton there. He's one of the players. He's going to be among your rivals this week. He's won it back-to-back times at the Tavern. He's looking to complete the hat-trick. Do you think you can stop him?
I think Robert's been greedy now. I think 2's enough, so he can give to me the next. But no, I've known Robert for years, and he just seems to shine on that stage. Okay? His flair play is very good as well, but once he gets on that stage, someone must click on that head of his, and he just seems to turn up on the big stage. Like so, but there's a lot of big names there. A lot of big names that we don't often see on the TV now. Like, well, obviously Trina, Keith Taylor. They can still throw darts. So I'm looking forward to mixing it with them, and hopefully I can. Not a bigger impression that I did against David Cameron in match play. I was a bit disappointed with that. I thought I let a lot of people down, and people that saying, I think they made me favourite, and I was looking forward to it, but it didn't happen. But now I know what to expect. I won't play like that again, so hopefully I can put it right at the Tavern next week.
One player you may get to go up against this year in the seniors, this is last year, is Phil Taylor. I don't think you two have met that often before. I think the match player a long time ago. You've got Trina Gulliver that you mentioned on Thursday. So how excited are you to come up against some of these names and legends of the game as well?
Yeah, so I must admit, it would have been nice to play Phil, but I know Phil's not the player he was, but he's still Phil Taylor, and he's still capable of throwing 100 plus average, and that being his final farewell kind of tournament, it would have been nice to play him on that tournament. I'd have been the last person to beat him. I would have loved to have been able to say that. But not saying I would have beat him, but it would have been nice to play him. But no, it's great mixing it with these kind of people. They're the icons of the sport. Would we be where we are without the likes of Phil and Trina? So, but no, darts is in a good place because of these people. So I'm looking forward to mixing it with them. And obviously, I've got Trina on Thursday, which I'm looking for. I think I've only played her once in a Portland Open up in Inverness, one of my local ones, and she turned me over that time. So it's maybe a bit of revenge. You can't take her lightly because she's a good player, and I know 10 times world champion for nothing. So I'll have my work today and Thursday. So hopefully I can just play my end game, and that should be good enough. Hopefully.
And lastly, before we let you go, looking beyond this weekend, what else have you got your eye on for the rest of 2024? There's plenty of the Challenge Tour left. Is there anything else you're looking to play in before the year's out?
Well, I think I'll just concentrate this year on the Challenge Tour, and obviously I'll do some of the Tour senior events as well, and obviously the Moda Super Series, which is just absolutely fantastic to play in. And you're obviously playing in front of cameras, and you're playing against high standard darts on the stage. It's flipping absolutely brilliant. Really enjoy that. So I've got that coming up, and obviously I've got exhibitions throughout the year as well. So I'm actually busier having non-tour card than I am for another card. So which is good for my game, is to keep playing. So, but no, the year I'm looking forward to the year. Hopefully I can maybe take it that stage further this year and gain my tour card without having to go through the Q school, which is hard, but that's the aim anyway. Stay healthy, try and keep losing the weight, and hopefully we can have a successful year.
Sounds like a plan. Well, John, always a pleasure to get you on the show. Thanks for giving us some of your time. Wish you all the best for this week, the Challenge Tour, and what else is to come in 2024 as well.
Right, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.